Good Wednesday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel that talks about all my cars and trucks and motorcycles and SUVs. Kiefer dog who's wanting to harass Ginger. Stop it, stop it. Hey, good morning there. Everybody comes to my channel on a regular basis. Good Wednesday morning. There's all wound up wanting to harass a little girl, what she just likes to do when she comes out the door. Just something about that. But as always, thanks so much for watching my channel. And hey, good to hear your voice. Green Rush subscriber who just did a 2-week tour across the good old USA. I got the good old USA flag, the USA look for the Wednesday morning conversation on the Ice Age TV as we make it across here. But yeah, Green Rush did a 2-week tour on his Harley Davidson Pan America. Wow, very impressive. Love to hear the stories there, Green Rush. So quite impressive to hear a guy reach out my channel that's a Pan America fan, and he actually wrote it to what it was built for, to tour the country. Wow, isn't that great? So going across the driveway, as always, the dogs are having fun. Stay around here, baby. And as we make it over to the shop here, if you really watch my channel, you know that yesterday I went to LA Tint and I got the Bison all done up. I'm just really amazed that Chevrolet didn't do what we did at LA Tint. Look at this nice little black matte finish on the hood that we took and ran with kind of the center of the hood. I'm really liking that look. And even Charles, good morning there, Charles, the hood, even he was like, wow, that really does give that truck a lot more character. And just once again, I'm amazed that Chevrolet, I should take a picture of this and send it to their design side and say, I think it'd be advantageous for you guys to do this little strip on this truck to gives it more of that kind of cool, badass look on the truck. And the only reason I did it is because this little back strip back here on this tailgate, that's a 2-piece tailgate. So, but really, Jerry at the LA Tint, he was the guy that really had the better idea than me, because my vision was the whole hood. I was thinking, hey, let's just do the whole hood, which would have been more money, more time. And he was so smart. And he's like, no, I would give it more character by just having that broken up with that area over the hood. My wife thought this morning is aggravating because this gate automatically closes and it's very sensitive. And I know what she's doing. She's driving down the driveway and hitting the button to close it, but she double hits it so it doesn't close. So my gate is open. And as I'm sitting here talking, if somebody's walking down the street with their dog, my dogs, if they see that, they're going to be out in the street. And I texted my wife here a week ago, don't just let the gate close itself. I'm going to have an in-person talk to my wife. And look, on a regular basis now, you are opening that gate up. And some people are like, what's the big deal? It's a big deal because these dogs will be out in the street chasing a person down the street. That's a problem. I don't even know where Scout is right now. There he is. Well, he was good. So they're on automatic pilot. For Kiefer dog, they're just not going anywhere because you're going to do something. Come on, get up there. Get up there. Go on, get up there. Nope, nope, nope. Leave her alone. He just harassed the hell out of Ginger. The domination of the men, the male attitude. But he's got marbles, so that adds to the challenge. And yeah, so here we are, me yabba dabba doing. And you know, it's incredible. I wonder what's going on with my channel, because the morning conversations really have died down on viewers. And see, there's one of my neighbors walking his dog right now. And thank goodness, he used to walk down in front of my house, but he doesn't do that anymore. And did I get the gate? And sometimes just gate things pick up pretty far away, and it makes my life easier. It did not. Huh. It's probably dead. So see, this turned into a project. And this is why it just aggravates the hell out of me, you know. But anyways, as I now have to screw with trying to get my freaking gate closed because of, you know, oh my God, just pisses the crap out of you. So anyways, it's just really interesting how my morning conversations really just have gained no traction. And it isn't me complaining. It's just sharing information. And part of me is like, is it because I've kind of gotten a little bit more political on my channel And I think it possibly is. I mean, because people just don't want to deal with it. We're in an age of so much content is always about the media and the negativity. You know, I'm just going to leave it open and just hope for the best. Forget it. It's going to be a project for me to go close that damn gate. So I think that's probably what's possibly doing it. Or, you know, it's just as my content just for the masses just isn't there for what people want to hear and see, I guess. I really don't know. It's all about marketing. And that's the thing. If you don't know how to market yourself, then you're just not going to get very far. And that's why marketing is so important in life. And if you understand that as a business person, you know, people get marketed. Like right now, there's an individual running for now president that's going to have more marketing advertising ever in her lifetime to be elected as the next president. And that's what's going to be. It's going to be 24/7 marketing for Kamala Harris that will be told by so many others that this is the perfect person to be elected as our next president. And once again, I think that some people, when this conversation kind of goes this way, it kind of just turns them off because I've gotten the comments. But I don't care. You know, I don't care because at the end of the day, it's my channel, and I have huge concerns of what's going on in our country, and I'm going to voice them. And I'm going to share my fun of my trucks and cars and my good old American pie. If you look, I mean, what's more American than having this shirt on and having a Corvette hat on and owning a Corvette? The true beginnings of the car performance industry in this country was the Corvette. You could say the Ford Thunderbird, but I mean, the Corvette was really the standard of where we came from for really the generation and for really the true beginnings that created the pony cars is right here sitting in my driveway. The only reason I'm bringing this up this morning is one subscriber reached out yesterday and said, you sold your Vette. And I can understand how a person thought that because it's out in the garage, and I don't think everybody watches my whole videos. And if that person actually watched my whole video, they would have seen me come around. You know, all it takes is for you to be looking at something else for a second. And I was walking around, you would have seen the Corvette. It's not criticism to the subscriber that brought that up, but no, the Corvette wasn't sold. And then another individual reached out and said, would you buy the Ford Explorer 2025? And this person gave me a heads up, and that's the irony is, there was a whole article about the brand new 2025 Explorer refresh updated car that I didn't even know for sure they had released it, but blah, blah, blah. I can't get my words together here. Yes, actually the brand new 2025 Ford Explorer is already on dealership lots. I didn't even know that. So they refreshed it, updated the interior, they updated the body lines, I don't think they updated the body lines. I'd say the front grille, interior, they give it Blue Cruise, but it's the same 3.0 liter motor, 400 horsepower, 410 foot-pounds of torque, or the 2.3 four-cylinder versus the V6 twin turbo. And if somebody asked me, would you buy that car? If you're in the $50,000 to $60,000 range, I would definitely weigh my options because this vehicle, it's a unique type of SUV, and it doesn't really give you that feeling of some high-end caliber SUV. So I would honestly tell somebody to shop around and weigh your options if you're in the SUV market. Because once you drive it, it's a fun car. It's a fast car to a degree. But in some ways, I feel like it's kind of dated. And it kind of has a car feel to it, but an SUV feel to it. So once again, for me, would I really push somebody to go buy that? I would not. I think it's a nice vehicle, but it isn't like refined. Maybe they refined it more. But to me, the way it drives, it doesn't radiate a real high-end SUV. And the thing is, I've got a Grand Wagoneer down there, and, you know, those aren't even close. I mean, of course, whole different vehicle, but it's a whole different feel of a vehicle and the way it drives. So once again, I would definitely weigh my options before I go buy Explorer ST. That's just my thoughts for anybody that watched my channel and for the person who reached out asking me that, and I told them that, you know, I thought that, I'm just not that excited about that vehicle, just so you know. But it's not a bad vehicle. All right, so here we are with the conversations, and what do I talk about? Because Monday was to start conversations, Tuesday was to end conversations, and yesterday something happened to me that literally intrigued me for today's conversation, and it's so true, and it's the reason I'm kind of talking the political environment, trying to be in a subtle way, but at the same time, trying to really just bring to light to so many people out there that it's really bad. It's really bad. I'm in the field every day of my life. I'm out, I see things, and I travel. And I thought to myself, today's conversation should be called the Beggars. The Beggars, Beggers, the Beggars conversation. And for some, they would probably be like, well, what's that kind of got to do with cars and trucks and motorcycles? Well, it has a lot to do with it because for so many years, I think people have the perception that a salesperson is going to beg you to buy something from them. And that kind of some people don't want to be salespeople because they feel like they're come across that they're beggars to try to make a living. I mean, it's a psychological thing, but in so many ways, it's factual that if you're a salesperson, in some ways, not totally, but you're begging somebody to buy something from you because you're asking them to buy something. So you're asking them for money, to make money off of them. So in some ways, you could say in a derogatory way that there's beggars. Salespeople are beggars because they're trying to make a living and they got to convince you to buy something from them. So yesterday I was out in my travels and I was at a gas station and this gentleman walks up to me, and I'll just call him a gentleman because he was dressed in nice attire and he was probably of my stature but much heavier than me. And as I was working, I just happened to turn around. I hear this person going, excuse me. And so he walks up to me and has a book in his hand. And he goes, hi, I lost my debit card and I need to get some gas. Would you give me $1 or $2? Would you buy my book? Would you give me $1 or $2 or would you just buy my book? And then he starts presenting himself. He went to the University of North Carolina and blah, blah, blah. And he's holding his book up. And I was like, I'm not really interested. And he keeps on talking to me. And I'm just like, well, I'm not really interested. And I said, let me ask you a question. Do you have a friend? And he kind of looks at me. And he really wouldn't acknowledge that. I said, don't you have friends? You look like a very nice person to me. You're dressed very well. And you come across as a knowledgeable person. You said you're a smart person going to college and all. Don't you have friends? Can't you call a friend like right now and maybe go to the gas station and have them give a card over the phone and buy you gas? Or hey, maybe do you have a Zelle account on your cell phone where they could just call your friend and you can? As soon as I started trying this language, you could tell instantly he knows he's not going to get anywhere with me because it's a gig. I know his gig. I've been around too long, and I'm just thinking to myself, here we go. So he kind of keeps on talking. And I said, look, dude, I'm not buying your gig, man. Because I said to him, I said, what's your story, man? What's your story? Why are you doing this? And then it went right back to, well, I need some gas for my car. And I said, no, man. I said, no. I said, I'm not buying your gig, man. And so I just turned around and he walked away. And he went over to the other people at the gas pumps to just do the same pitch. But, and so much I wanted to go over and go, hey, everybody, just tell this guy to call his friends. Don't you have friends? And Zelle you some money to your cell phone and pay Apple Pay, or go inside and see they can call a station. And I mean, I don't know. So yeah, right, yeah. But he figured out he's dealing with the wrong guy. I think that's what he figured out. So that guy created the Beggars conversation this morning, and I really got to thinking to myself, wow, if we are not in the biggest times of this country, the good old USA, that's being run in the ground by political party. It's being run in the ground. I'm not lying. The political party that's being run in the ground, everybody, it's being destroyed. And you know what it's turning this country into? This is going to be called Beggars USA. Not Bruce Springsteen, born in the USA. It's going to be called the song Beggars USA. And for Bruce Springsteen, yeah, am I a fan of that guy? Not at all. I don't know what that guy's brain, to me, is lopsided. That guy, to have the rights to say born in the USA, he needs to say born in Italy. I mean, get the hell out of our country. You disrespect the people that make sense, and you support all the people that are nonsense. It's beyond unbelievable. So for us, yes, this country is turned into Beggars USA. Well, how is that, Mr. Iceman? Why are all the illegal immigrants coming to this country at the biggest, highest rate ever in modern times? Because they're begging for us to give them things. They're beggars. So the message to the world from USA is, you can come beg to us and we'll give you something. Ukraine, what does Ukraine do? The Zelensky comes and begs for more money and military warfare all the time. He's traveling the world begging to all other countries to give him something to continue to fight what he feels like is his land over what Putin feels like is his land. And, it's the tit for tat war, but he's a beggar. And we support the beggars. And sadly, in my views and eyes, the sitting administration that's in power in the political party that has a big D in front of it and is the color blue, they seem to be the biggest supporters of beggars in society. And it's so bad because they're the ones who want to jack the price on everything. They want to jack the taxes on everything. And it's contradictory because you'll have the person that supports all that doesn't get that they're just taking more of your money for you to turn around and have to beg for it back through your specific programs that are handed out to the entitlement programs. I mean, come on. Can't you see through all this, what's going on? This administration is turning this country into the biggest beggars and crybabies ever in modern times and ever in this country. And the point is, should Kamala Harris get any traction and get elected, oh my gosh, we haven't even seen it yet. Yes, it's so bad, everybody. It really is. And I'm sorry as a YouTuber that I have to come across way this morning, but I'm just telling you, to see this constant rhetoric of this woman that can't complete a sentence, then talks in circles, and just is the Muppet, it's just the Muppet replacement. Now you know why Barack Obama was sitting 2 blocks away or 3 blocks away, however blocks away from the White House, behind the closed doors of Barack Obama's house, as Valerie Jarrett and all the other Democratic people sitting there turning Kamala Harris into the next Muppet of the country. That's all it is. They want her because she can't think on her own. They're going to do the narrative and they'll take her, and Barack Obama will continue to run this country through a different person's face and body. But in the background, it's all Barack Obama, Valerie Jarrett, all the radical people that are trying to take this country to be the biggest beggars ever in the world. It's bad, everybody. It really is. And so I'm sorry, once again, to come across in this tone to you this morning, but I'm just telling you, after being out in the field and working like I do and being exposed to people, I've seen more beggars in my lifetime, and it's growing. And the underlying message that's going on in our country is that they feel they're entitled to beg. That's the danger. That's where we are. I'm starting to see personalities more than ever where they feel they have the right to beg. And it's really creating just more demise of our country and society. And here's Gavin Newsom that's got the reparations thing, trying to move that forward, where I can't wait to see this play out in California. I can't wait to see the reparations play out. And you know what? For me as an individual, I hope it does play out. I really do. I hope California passes this reparations bill. And if you know what I'm talking about, and you're up to tune, you get what I'm talking about, is I can't wait to see the reaction to so many of color that don't have the history of the slavery behind them, the lineage of slavery behind them, but yet their friend who looks exactly like them gets the big payout and they get nothing. I can't wait to see what's going to play out with that. It's going to be havoc. It's going to be chaos, because it's going to be basically California handing out millions of dollars to one person that looks exactly the same to the other person, but the one person can say they have lineage of slavery in their family and the other one doesn't. Wow. And what about you as an individual that happen to be both of the origins that have that lineage? Do you qualify? Even though you don't look that way. I mean, it's going to get crazy. And who's going to create all this stuff? Yeah, we know who's going to create this stuff. It's going to create the beggars of all time. Begging. So when you go to buy a car, truck, a motorcycle, I'm sure some people look at salespeople, the dealership, the ownership, the facility, that in some ways they're begging you to buy something. But here's the other equation. You go back to the pandemic, and you go back to the shortage. How many people were driving down the dealership begging to buy a car? How many people during the heyday of hand out all the money? Remember, the pandemic created the biggest begging time of our modern times. Why would I say that? because the government was handing out money left and right, and people were having to apply for beggars money to survive through those very hard times. And people were given the beggars money, and they took the beggars money only to turn around and use it to go beg to buy a car, beg to go buy a house, beg to go buy a motorcycle. Yes, because the inventories of the houses, the cars, the motorcycles, the campers, the boats, what were people doing? It was an all-time record high of profits in all of those industries that saw people literally begging to buy something and be so lucky to get it because the supply constraints were huge. Does anybody remember this? So the whole begging began at the highest rate of our country ever during the pandemic. But it's now continued on. But the problem now is everybody's lost all that beggars money because the government's not handing it out anymore. So now it's a whole new ballgame. And now for all these other industries that I just spoke to you about, the car, the motorcycle, the boats, RVs, now it's more, they're back to the page of, hey, we need you guys to come in. We would love for you to come by and buy something from us. And the attitude of, I don't give two craps whether you're going to buy it or not, because the next guy will beg to buy this. That attitude has reversed from where it was. Does anybody remember these stories? I have tons of friends that I'm friends with that are in these industries, and they've told me the stories of people who are lined up at the front door during the pandemic waiting to get in the car dealership because the rules of the government was there could only be X amount of people in the showroom, and people were lined up outside waiting to get in to go buy something. The RV industry, boat industry, motorcycle industry, everywhere you go during that time, people literally were lined up begging to be able to spend money. And it was just a whole different instant change of how businesses that operate and sell things, you're like, wow. They all figured that they'd be going broke because everybody would be huddled in their house, scared as hell they're going to die. And instead, it was totally the opposite. People were running amok, spending as much money as they could, as fast as they could. Oh, so now, what's going on now? All these finance companies are begging people to keep paying your payments because it's the same old news every day in the YouTube world. But when I turn on my YouTube channel and I see all the YouTubers out there, it's the same old story and rhetoric that now the finance companies are begging you to pay your car payments, or they're begging you to let the car go. What does the repo guy do? He's coming to your property in so many ways to beg you to let go of your vehicle that you have that he's been paid to come and get. So the begging, I mean, it's incredible. So what's the underlying message? And now what's the underlying message is we're going to have political opponents that are going to duke it out, and the media machine is going to propagate and propaganda to the max that the one side is the answer to the world, and they're going to give you everything you want. You have to beg for it, but you're going to give you everything you want. Isn't that kind of like the underlying message on the one party versus the other party? I mean, it's just beyond believable. And then you have to beg people to tell the truth. What's going on with the Secret Service lady? She raised her hand. She's out. I was like, no. She can't be released. She can't be fired because we have to get information out of her. And people are begging her to give detailed information. She won't do it. She's like, I'm out. I'm resigning. Why? She probably doesn't want to be terminated. Yeah, she's going to be begging for her life from whatever went on that we don't really know what went on, but you just have to speculate that she's going to be begging for her life if she discloses too much information that maybe gets too close to home to select individuals that may have planned this out. It's far-fetched. I have no idea. It gets too deep. It's a rabbit hole, waste of time. But the whole point is, what's going on downtown was they were hoping this woman would disclose more critical information, but instead, she's taken the learner, the IRS learner lady. Everyone remember the IRS lady that was supposedly controlling nonprofit Tea Party organizations, that they wouldn't give them their nonprofit status to organize their political organizations? And you remember that? And how it then came to be known that they were intentionally targeting these organizations and not letting them become nonprofit organizations so they couldn't establish themselves. Does anyone remember those conversations? Where's that lady? Who is the operative behind her? Yeah, I mean, it goes. I know, people watch my channel, but here's the thing. You can all say, I don't give two rats' ass. I don't give a shit about what you're talking about, Mr. Iceman. I don't want to hear it, but here's your problem. Is anything getting cheaper? Is anything getting better? Are we on the verge of a direct confrontation, a war? I think we are. I really do. Why do I think this? I just had this gut instinct, man, that we're on the verge in direct confrontation. I really do. And I just feel like the propaganda machine, the media machine, everything that's going on around us more than ever is supporting propaganda to the max of the max. And it's okay that the car manufacturers can charge you a ton of money for everything they're doing. All the labor rates are up, all the food costs are up. Even housing sales suck. Yes, housing sales suck, but the value of houses isn't going down. So for anybody out there thinking they're going to get the house for half price, you're not. You're kidding yourself. Because for you to go build a new house today with the materials and labor that are going to be involved, you're just not going to be able to build a house for half price. So somebody come here and go, oh, I'll build you $500,000 for this whole piece of property and it'll be good. It's like, good luck. Good luck in building that house and that barn and all these sheds and having 10 acres for $500,000. Good luck, man. Go for it. When you find it, give me a call. I'm not talking about in Timbuktu. I'm talking about in an area where I'm in the demographics within hand's reach of gas stations, shopping centers, a career if I want to work for somebody. Yeah, tell me you're going to be able to build this property for $500,000. Yeah. By yourself, maybe. Take you a long time. There's no way in hell. So the point is, the half-price house ain't coming around. It ain't, and even though all these dire predictions are it's all going to happen, now, do I see, I think we'll see adjustments, but half price, just like all the cars. So this truck now is worth $45,000 after I bought it. You really think that? I mean, do you really think the market's going to let that happen? I mean, sincerely, that's total chaos. That if everybody's buying $90,000, $100,000 vehicles, they're all worth 45, 50 grand, because it only means one thing. When people default on them, the banks are going to take $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 hits. Yes, the banks will be begging more than ever for the used car market and the car dealers not to let these trucks be repoed, and they're going to have to buy them back. Hey, there you go. Wow, you know those stories? Yeah, there are some dealerships that have to back the deal. Whether you realize it or not, there are some deals that go through only because the dealership agrees to be part of the financial liability. Did you know that? That's a fact. It's in some situations, the car dealership will back the deal where they know if it goes sour, they're going to be part of that problem. Yeah, it doesn't go on a lot, and I don't know, things may have changed in recent times. Hey, this truck here is so much fun. It's a lot of truck, though. It's a lot of truck. It's a big-ass truck. And I was telling everybody who watched my channel yesterday that I got a bed rug coming in, which some people are like, why would you do that? You got a spray and bed liner. I like that bed rug because that bed rug is just more comfortable if I travel and I want to go to Florida, Tennessee, and I want to throw all my gear back there, and I'm going to get a roll-up cover. So I got a roll-up cover and a bed rug, and it's just so much enjoyable to get up on the back of that bed of that truck without scratching the hell out of your knees, and I'm not doing heavy-duty construction work with it. And then I got a nice bug deflector, going to go right up here in the front, to hopefully even give it a little bit more character as I personalize it. And then eventually, I'm going to put a winch on the front of this. I think that'll be really cool. And wow, this truck is really just making me fall in love with the Chevy brand, which I think everybody kind of saw that once I started buying a Chevy, then another Chevy. But here's the race truck, and where's the Mustang Dark Horse? I know. Hopefully, I get it tomorrow. Do I get it today? I don't know. I've got a lot going on my schedule to be able to do that, but hopefully I get it tomorrow. Worst case is I get it Friday. So the Dark Horse Mustang will be coming home with a supercharger, and I'll be able to give everybody my true feelings on how that all played out and the excitement and all that other good stuff, hopefully by Friday as we walk around the property. And I know the gate never got closed, and there's so many people that reach out to me. Don, one of my regular subscribers. Don, just so you know, I do this. Some people benefit from listening to my channel because Tactical Mex, I don't know what happened to him. He disappeared. But, I think once I got rid of the Indian Challenger in the pursuit, I think that he no longer wanted to watch my channel because he's an Indian guy. But I gave him basically brand new tab slip-on mufflers off my Challenger that were basically $500 slip-on mufflers. And for him being a military guy, and he was a really good guy that watched my channel, I actually shipped those slip-on mufflers to his house, and I didn't have him pay for them, just because he was a subscriber of mine, and he was a really cool guy. And like I say, I don't think he's part of my channel anymore, which I'm kind of surprised and disappointed, because if it was just all about me owning Indian motorcycles, and that's the only reason to watch my channel, I just feel like that's too bad, because I felt like he was a little bit more of that. But I don't know, but maybe something happened to him. Maybe he's been shipped overseas. I don't know. I really don't know. You know as well as I do, when you're in the military, you can be at call at hand's notice. And so, point is, he listened to my channel, and he heard me talk about my Challenger that I had, that I didn't like the Challenger Elite I had, that I traded for the CVO ST down here. He heard me talk about how I didn't like those mufflers, and I was just going to get rid of them. And he raised his hand, and I sent them to him. So for Don and Jenny, hope you're all doing good today, and his daughter as well, who lives down there near my parents in Tampa, Florida. But what I did is, so I have these GoPro, and I got the Insta 360 camera, and so I had two GoPros and a bigger, older one, and I haven't used it in years. I just don't get excited about the way you have to interface this to making video. Video time on this, you transfer everything wirelessly, Bluetooth, to your phone, which isn't too hard to do, but it takes a lot of time. But this here, you got to usually plug it into your computer, and it's a pain in the ass. So I had another one, so I gave it to Don. I don't use it, so I just mailed it to him yesterday, and spent like $26 to mail it to him. And so he's going to get a GoPro from me, but I think he's going to have to buy a battery. And the reason why I bring that up is he heard me comment on my channel that the 360, I just don't really like it. It's a pain in the ass. It's a safer way to video, but I don't like it. I don't think the video quality is that good. It just doesn't give you the same experience as when I'm really using my phone. As people know who watch my channel, I'm using this phone usually when I'm riding my motorcycle, and that's not really the smartest way to do things, but it's a better quality picture in my view. So he heard me comment that I don't like this, so he actually reached out to me and was wanting to know if I wanted to get rid of that. And I was like, well, I'm not really ready for that. But then I thought, you know what? I think I got something here for you. So from him listening to my channel, I just gave him a GoPro camera. And sure, he'd have to buy the accessories to set it up on his Honda Rally 300 that he bought. He wants to be able to, ride around the bike and do video time. So, and I just put it in the mail yesterday. But he was so nice. He, in return, is going to send me some die-cast cars of a Ford truck and a Chevy that he's had for years, because he just was giving the gesture back that, wow, you're doing that and giving me that camera that has value to it, and I want to give back to you for being so generous to do what you did. Now, I hope the camera works. I'll feel bad if he gets a new battery and the camera doesn't work. But point of the conversation is my channel. Those that really watch on a regular basis, you'll hear me say things, and, I'll be like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just give that to you because you're such a great subscriber. I talked about a while back, I need to put like a $20 bill, $100 bill, $50 bill, whatever it may be. I need to hide one somewhere where it's kind of visible. I think that'd be fun. I get a $20 bill. That's what I should really do. And I put it somewhere in my shop. And as I walk around, whoever emails me first, or even comments on my channel first, gets the $20 bill. So I think that would be kind of neat. That would, what I'm hearing from one of my good subscribers is the raffle thing. There's one guy out of Pennsylvania, Street Speed or something. I'm not subscribed to his channel, but this younger guy, he's got like 1.3 million subscribers because he goes out and builds cars, and then he raffles off these specialty cars that he builds. I guess that's what he does. And he's huge because he gives back to the community through raffles, and which is a very good idea. I've talked about it numerous times here. I don't know how to do all that. I've never done it. I have no clue how to do it. If somebody out there knew how to do it and taught me how to do it, and I was legal in the state of Virginia to do it, and how you set up the raffle system that's legal, legitimate, and I guess it's a nonprofit. You know, how do you set up when you get the monies and then you give back to the winner, and those monies are used to pay off a note on a truck, and if there's any monies extra, even how do you handle that? I have no idea, because I don't want, you know, that's a tax exposure, and you get yourself in a lot of trouble if you're not careful. I just don't know that stuff. But at the same time, yeah, you know, if I said, okay, we're going to raffle off the 37 Canadian Raptor, but the thing is, the thing has a huge debt on it of a lot of money owed in that truck. So it'd have to be a lot of people throwing a lot of money. You know, you'd have to round up $80,000, $100,000 of money and raffle money for me to be able to say, okay, now we get the winning ticket, and we have enough money to pay off the loan that gives the rights to this person to have the title of that vehicle that they won. So that's the only thing about my channel is, how do I get somebody who's going to say they want to do, you know, I mean, I hear you. If you get enough participants that are buying $10, $20, $100 worth of tickets, I get all that. But I'm not the guy that's ever done that. So you really need somebody that's done this stuff that can tell you how to do it. And that's the, you know, that's the key. and then everybody's begging to have, in so many words, I guess it turns into the Beggars raffle, because you're only hoping that the ticket you bought is going to be the winning ticket for you to win the vehicle that we run for that, you know, month that's going to be given away. I mean, I'm up for it. If somebody out there knows how to do all this stuff and can guide me on how to do it, I would do it. I really would. I would have no problem of taking that Raptor right there. I'd have no problem taking a lot of these vehicles and saying, okay, let's do it. Let's, you know, the motorcycles, I mean, may come to some that would go and wouldn't, but I would be up for it, because it would just then take me out all this debt that I've inherited upon myself and get me in better financial position, and it would just give entertainment through the channel. So for anybody who's an expert on that, you know, reach out to me on the comments, or just email me at ichtvcomments@gmail.com. IceHTV, you just type in ICHTV comments@gmail.com, and let me know what I need to do all that stuff, and I'd be more than happy to take the time to create that and hopefully give back to the subscribers, and to create some excitement and opportunity for others to participate in my channel. And I think that's what it's all about. When you feel like you participate in the channel, then I think it has value and meaning. And that's why I try to constantly talk about my subscribers that do comment and give back to you for being so nice to interact with my channel and support it. So there you are. I'm done. It's really God bless USA. God needs to bless this country more than ever. It really do. Really do. I mean, I just can't say enough. Where we're going right now, for this lady, Kamala Harris, to get any traction, it's beyond believable to think people are that incompetent to want to support that individual. I mean, I'm not lying to you. Sorry if you're a person that thinks Kamala Harris is going to put this country in the right direction, but what you don't understand is it isn't Kamala Harris. It's Barack Obama. It's the agenda, the ideology behind her. She'll just be a Muppet. She'll even be a worse Muppet than Joe Biden. Just beyond believable, everybody. That's it. I'm done. Does this video even get published? It wouldn't surprise me at all if YouTube goes, you know, guys can mouth off all day long on YouTube. Dan, you know, Bongino, whatever his name is, Jesse Waters, Sean Hannity. You can see all these YouTube videos on YouTube of just really very aggressive political conversations and attack the opposite. And those videos are up all day long. Now, does somebody in the YouTube community go, oh, this guy's out of control. He's got to be shut down. He can't talk like this. I mean, and you know, it wouldn't surprise me. And all of a sudden, what happens is it's a 30-day ban on me, and I would just appear overnight. If somebody's like, oh, this conversation, this is just not right. This video is being violated. He's violated the rules of YouTube community. So he's now on the 30-day ban. Second strike for me, and then a third one, I'm gone forever. So who knows? I guess we'll find out. The video posts. So God bless. Have a great day.